Sam, what's up? I see you're outside? Inside?
I'm in the great outdoors. We are down in Savannah, Georgia, living my best life.
Are you actually outside?
Yeah, I'm on my porch, dog.
I was going to say, you always say, like, the birds are chirping.
The birds are chirping.
The flowers are absorbing the sun. You can hear it, the beauty in the gardens. But I don't hear anything at all.
Parker just sounds like he's on drugs. So you can't hear photosynthesis.
I'm not on drugs. That is the truth. This is what I'm literally repeating what you told me like 3 minutes ago.
Just full of shit. But anyways, Elevation Nation, what is up? How are you all? It's great to be back for another Fortitude and 15. I'm down in Savannah for the week. Parker is in New York City. We were able to see each other this weekend to celebrate a beautiful wedding of some of our friends, which was always fun to get some folks from Elevation Nation together. We had on Noah Fleischman was there. Matthew McPartland was there. We had a lot of Elevation Nation guests in person, which was a blast. But now we're back. We got another Fortitude and 15. If you have not checked out our episode this week with Kyle Gulau, he's a super interesting guy, lives in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and is investing his time, effort, and energy in making Kalamazoo a better place to live. So check that one out. He's a super cool dude, giving back to his community through philanthropy and real estate. But today, we're going to talk about something a little serious, something that is plaguing both Parker and I right now and has been very difficult to watch, and that is the rise in anti-Semitism the past few weeks after Kanye West tweeted some crazy things. So I think many of us know what was said, but Kanye had some choice words for folks of my religion and Parker's religion, the Jewish people of the world. And that unfortunately sparked some more anti-Semitism around the world, including a giant banner being held on a highway in LA, it being projected on buildings near football games, Kyrie Irving tweeting support for a movie that is anti-Semitic, and then not backing down from his comments. So this rise in anti-Semitism is unfortunate, but it's also not that new. Sometimes the media shines a light on it when a bigger star or celebrity is anti-Semitic, but it's something, unfortunately, that many of us face each and every day. And so because it impacts Parker and I so directly, it was something that we wanted to take a minute to talk about and how it's impacted us. So that's the summary of what has happened. Parker, I'd love to hear your thoughts and how you felt these past few weeks.
I think it's hard to summarize what has happened because when something like this does happen, it's hard to figure out how everyone feels about it. But then also to watch it unfold, and on social media, we've talked about social media and the power it brings to our everyday lives. It's kind of crazy to just think about and see and watch all of it happen when it really applies to you. And, it's unfortunate that someone I loved before, many years ago, Kanye West, someone who I love his music. I always have. And just sad to see someone talk up and say those things, but then also it's upsetting to me as a Jewish person because I know that this is not going to be the last anti-Semitic thing that pops up. And I think it's unfortunate when you see people, they just step up, they put a social media post out and they say, okay, I've done my part, I've supported the Jewish people through this. I just want to put it out there, anti-Semitism, Sam, and I know that you probably know this, but Elevation Nation, it's at an all-time high. I mean, I think I just read a statistic that was put out. Anti-Semitism tracking, or I guess the anti-Semitism incidents has been tracked since 1979, and there has been a 30% increase year over year, and the total incidents that happened in 2021 is the largest amount ever recorded. And it's scary, but it's also like, I feel like it's not abnormal, and I don't know if that's weird for me to say.
It's unfortunate for you to say, but I don't think it's a lie.
Like you and I know this. Like, we've grown up, we've heard about anti-Semitism. We've been, I've been exposed to anti-Semitism in my lifetime, and like, I think it's just inevitable that it's never going to go away if there's continued to be hate in this world. It's just sad to think about that. It just continues to pop up, and it could be getting worse.
It's a little bit weird because we've grown up in a bit of a bubble where a lot of our friends have been Jewish or have known Jewish people and therefore are accepting of the religion and our traditions and cultures and the different types of Jews that you have. Just like any culture, race, religion, creed, nationality, you have different types of people in every single one. So it's sometimes difficult when folks stereotype and generalize all of us, but you're damn well sure if you are going to, I'm going to stand up for every single other type of Jew out there. Whether you're against people that look like me, whether you're against Jewish women, whether you are against Israelis, whether you are against Hasidic Jews, whatever it may be.
It's all the same.
When you come after our people, we defend each other. And so it's been a little bit difficult to watch because I'm with Parker. I'm from Chicago. Kanye was a huge influence in my life. But the fact that he stood by his comments shows that he's not someone that I support and someone that's in my life now. And I think what's interesting to me is a lot of times people point their fingers at the Jews because we are in a lot of places of power and influence. But it's not new. We've been the scapegoat for thousands of years. And that doesn't impact our work ethic, our looking after each other, of trying to tikkun olam, make the world a better place. And so that's what we will continue to do each and every day.
I mean, if to make this more of a conversation, I was just like, that's a stereotype that Jews are in positions of power, and like that's a straight up stereotype. One, two, it's weird because like I wear a chai on my neck every day, and like I've never really been afraid to wear my chai, and now I'm going to continue to wear it, of course, because I'm never going to back down to someone saying that I shouldn't be able to wear it. But like, I definitely have had thoughts like about, me walking around, for example, at my gym with my chai out after I got out of the shower or whatnot. Like, is someone going to think of me differently because I wear that? I don't know. And it's weird to think about. But like I said, it's not new. It's not new at all. And as a Jew in America, a lot of us are taught about the Holocaust and anti-Semitism many, many years, thousands of years before the Holocaust, and that it continues to happen. And I think it's just sad when, and I'm not asking for people to, text me, hey, are you all right? Are you doing well? I'm got you. I'm like, okay, great. I know you, like, you support, you don't support hate. But what I'm saying is, it's just like, it's weird that like, an instance comes up, the Kanye thing, you see everything on social media, all the people come out, we don't support this, boom. But it's just like a social media post. Okay, nice, thanks, that's it. What about confronting these people? Actually doing something about it rather than just posting. I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, that's why I hate social media. So thanks for doing all our social media on Elevation Nation. But I think I've told you in Elevation Nation this story, Parker, but it seems like the perfect time to tell it. So I was in Hebrew school, probably, 14 or 15 years old. And we watched an old episode of Jerry Springer. not when he brought on crazy people, but he brought on very different types of people to have debates with the audience. And so we started off the episode, and the panel on there was about a half dozen children, ages 5 to probably 17, and they all were Nazi skinheads. Kids that lived around the United States of America, all Nazi skinheads. And he asked them questions, and all these kids, young and mid-teens, were saying how much they hated African Americans, Jews, and other different types of minorities. And they said this not in a hateful way, but in a matter-of-fact way, because that's what they were taught. And so people were asking them questions, and as I'm listening to their answers, I started to empathize with these kids, because in their minds, they were told that this is right. And then Jerry brings out each of the kids' parents, and you see the parents answer questions, and it all makes sense. The reason these kids think this way is because they were raised that way. I don't believe that people are born in their hearts hating people. I don't believe people are born anti-Semitic or racist. But when they are raised that way, they then do it as second nature because they think that's what is right. And so I am optimistic that our generation is the most accepting generation that has ever existed on the face of the earth. And I hope that my children and my children's children will be even more accepting than we are to things, because I think that shows that we are moving in the right place as a society. But it's difficult when you think that maybe these things were taught to them. And how do we stop that? By exposing them to more of us, by showing how we are one of them, how we are all Americans or citizens of the globe with different wants, needs, fears, dreams, aspirations. That would be my guess. And I think that's something we try to do on the podcast, Parker, right? And we try to have on different people from different walks of life going through different experiences, maybe not from a racial or diversity standpoint solely, but from a life standpoint. And I think as you hear more about how other people live their lives, the more you can empathize with how they do things and therefore stay open-minded. So that's a goal that I know I have for Elevation Nation. I know you also have that goal, that if we can show people how other people live, then hopefully we can make the world a more accepting place.
I just have this, I just read this article as you were talking through that, and you said it very eloquently, like Reggie Miller, the Hall of Famer basketball player. I guess today or yesterday he called out Kyrie Irving, or he called out NBA players for their lack of response to Kyrie Irving and his anti-Semitic comments he made on social media. He said, in years past, this league has been great because the players have led the way and they have strong voices. When former Los Angeles Clipper owner Donald Sterling stepped in, when Phoenix Suns owner Robert Sarver just stepped in, our voices in the basketball community and our players were vocally strong in some type of discipline being handed down or gone. The players have dropped the ball in this case when it's been one of their own. It's been critics. That was Reggie Miller's quote, Hall of Famer, about Kyrie Irving. And I'm with him. It's shameful to hear and see that everyone knows that what he said is not right. Most people don't agree with Kyrie Irving. Most people don't agree with Kanye West. But yet, there's so many people out there who have the power and the voice and the platform who are stepping up for other things, but not stepping up for this. And it's really unfortunate. And it scares me because, like I said to start this episode, anti-Semitism is an all-time high. And less than 75 years ago, 6 million people were murdered because they identified as being Jewish. And so it's just crazy to think about that that's a reality. But no, that is the reality in the last 100 years. And who knows, what may happen again. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm saying, if you know anything about the Holocaust, you know where it stemmed from. People stepping up about, it's just, I could go on and on about it. It's It's messed up, dude. So we're not going to shout out any elevators this week because we did that in our newsletter. But this is going to be an ongoing conversation. I think eventually, Sam, we got to obviously bring some type of rabbi or someone who's a lot more educated around this field into Elevation Nation to help us
John
think about.
Cannardella.
John can maybe connect us with someone. John has been on twice, Sam. We can bring John on once a year. We just had him on.
Fair enough.
It was a good conversation.
Nation,
15 minutes is not enough for this conversation.
It's not enough.
It doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop, and it doesn't stop here. You guys are all elevators out there for a reason, because you're difference makers in the community and in the world. So when you see injustices and you see disrespect and you see anti-Semitism and racism, stand up, use your voice, say something, and do what's good and do what's right in the world. Until next week, Elevation Nation. Peace.